And then we're going to go live on the Facebook. And that just takes a momentito and we rock and roll. And here we go. Hello, everyone, and good morning, and welcome to Wow Wednesday. I am your host, Nancy Matthews, one of the founders of Women's Prosperity Network. And this midweek boost of inspiration is just one of the many ways we love to bring our community together so that you can continuously move forward with creating and living your best life. So if you're looking for more ways to connect, more ways to grow your business and advance yourself in a variety of ways, be sure to check out our calendar of events at womensprosperityNetwork.com. We've got some free trainings. We've got some more intense trainings coming up to support you in building your skills. So just go over to the website, womensprosperityNetwork.com, and everything is listed for you on our events calendar. And today I have the privilege of introducing you to one of our members of the community, Mary Elaine Petrucci, who is here with us today at a really critical time. So when I was scheduling Mary Elaine to be a guest, I thought, how can we best support our community in sticking to their resolutions, their desires, intentions, and goals for 2025. And that's why we timed it, not at the very beginning of the year or maybe 3 months down the road, but right now to give you the fuel to turn those New Year's resolutions into your reality. So I'm super excited to introduce you to Mary Elaine and jump into the conversation. So I'm just going to dive right in.
Go
Let
right
me
ahead.
tell you, yeah, let's go, baby. Let me tell you a little bit about Mary Elaine. She is a strong advocate for people who care for others, and she has a reputation for advocacy, education, and change using her mind body techniques and hypnotherapy. She realized that there are huge groups of healthcare professionals, family caregivers, holistic practitioners, entrepreneurs, and those providing care to others who require training and coaching in mind body techniques and hypnotherapy to reduce their stress, overwhelm, and burnout. So she has come to us today fully equipped to give us what we need to create resolutions reimagined so that we can turn them into our reality. She is an NLP trainer, a hypnosis trainer, a master practitioner in timeline therapy, a master practitioner in NLP coaching, and also has a master's in healthcare management. Welcome, my friend, Mary Elaine.
Thank you for the invitation. I'm so excited to be here to talk about resolutions with your community this morning.
So let's jump right into this conversation, and I'm actually gonna let's lay a foundation for the whole concept of mind body techniques and hypnotherapy. So in what is the purpose of really dialing in on these? What does it give us?
Great question. Mind body techniques, NLP and hypnosis provide us with the tools and the strategies that we need to, number one, access our unconscious mind so we can provide it with powerful suggestions so that we can achieve our New Year's resolutions this year. And it also gives us the NLP strategies so that you can change your strategies that no longer serve you and look at your values and your purpose so that you can really hone in to those things that will help you propel yourself forward in this new year.
Yep. And so how did this slice of training and work that you do and your expertise, how did that come about for you? And how did you apply it in your life? Because, I mean, you're successful in business, you've got a master's in healthcare management, you're a speech pathologist. It's like, your resume is rich. So how is it that you ended up dialing into this particular niche?
Okay, I'll just make it very short. I started my own transformational journey from despair to and feeling lost to really feeling hope and resilience. So I lost my brother when he was just 15, and I felt was left with all this survivor's guilt, and I didn't know how I could live my life fully when my brother would never have the opportunity to do so. So this guilt left me feeling alone and isolated and not fitting in anywhere. Work wasn't really fulfilling because I felt like there was this huge gap of me missing, and I didn't know how to fill it. And I had goals and I had dreams. However, I had no strategies to achieve them. And then in my mid-30s, I lost a very good friend unexpectedly. And then I wondered, why is this happening? We're not supposed to be dying so early. And it just made me really angry at life and with God, and the pain of the loss of my brother came to the surface full force. And I started to wonder what was wrong with me when I was losing all the important people that I really cared for in my life. To make it really brief, I did a lot of searching for help to get off that hamster wheel and live my life more fully. And I learned about neurolinguistic programming and hypnosis, which really totally transformed my life. It helped me heal from the inside out, and it really helped me transform the way I look at myself and how I talk to myself. It really transformed how I operate and how I show up for others every day. So I've used these tools and techniques myself to really help me through other losses and challenges that I've experienced in my life. And because I've found that they were so beneficial and transformative to myself, I started working with clients so that I could help them achieve what they truly desired in life and help them transform their lives and really rise from the ashes of having a significant life event, such as a loss of a loved one, a loss of a job or a career, or just even a health challenge or any
Yeah.
other situation that they were involved in.
It sounds like, you lost your brother, then you lost a friend, and you were in a place of, why do these things keep happening to me? What's wrong with me? And it sounds like there was like this turning point, or maybe a switch that you flipped from why is this happening to me to what can I do about this? Like you got out of the space of just agreeing or accepting the circumstances and looked for a way to create change, right?
Most definitely. I went from, I guess, blaming my situation and the people around me for my situation. And once I started to use NLP and hypnosis, I was able to be more intentional and more accountable to myself, knowing that I can change my circumstances and I can create the life that I truly desire.
Yeah. And segueing to our topic today about, turning your resolutions into reality. I know for myself, I went through the last couple of weeks, I'm doing all my planning and I'm going to kick off this year and I'm going to do this, this, and this. Oh, but then this person needs me. And then this campaign didn't work out like I wanted. And then, oh my gosh, now I'm planning a wedding. Like all of these things can get in the way of the goals and intentions that I've set because they're real life events that are happening, right?
Correct. Yes, definitely.
They're good. They're reasons why I cannot. So how do we overcome that?
Great question. So I think it's really important to take this point in time. It really helps us to kind of have that rare psychological reset so we can start looking at what truly matters to us and really give us the impetus to build bold intentions and goals for ourselves for this coming year. And staying focused on your goal and really taking ownership of it and feeling really passionate about the goal that you're setting, and knowing that you're here for a reason and a purpose just gives you more energy and to propel you forward and kind of give your unconscious mind, I guess, something to aim for, so it can really help you really find the resources within yourself to help you stay focused when other things are going on in your life. So it just kind of gives you kind of a way to step back and refocus on your goals so that you can achieve what you want in 2025.
Right, right. And I would imagine we've only got a little bit of time together today. This is a bigger topic to really ground in what's happening in your unconscious and how to harness its power to move forward. And in a little bit, I know you're doing a master class next week, I believe it is, and we'll make sure we give everybody the link to that so you can dive deeper into it.
Yeah.
What are some ways we can get started right now to address some of the issues that might show up as obstacles?
Great question. So I think there are several things that are really kind of critical for success in 2025. And I think it all starts with the planning and really turning your resolutions into SMART goals so that you have a clear, actionable plan to move forward. And you really need to kind of harness the idea that success is really tapping into adapting and persevering and
Mm,
staying motivated. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, you have to have that intrinsic motivation because you have to know your why and why you're passionate about something in order to give you that impetus to really move forward every day, even if there is a distraction.
mhm,
And by doing that, you can really start looking at like any of those distractions and to help you move back into an alignment with what you really want to achieve for the year. So if things aren't working out so well for you or not as the way you planned, you can start then going back to the goal that you set and really starting to really give you a way to see what's working, what's not working, and what you need to do to change it moving
mhm.
forward. And I think that's really the important piece, is just having that ability and flexibility to really look at where you go every week, every month, and
Mhm.
then kind of realign where you want to be.
Yeah. So you mentioned a few things in there, so I want to break it down a little bit. And starting with the goal, right? So most of us have some goal or intention for 2025. And often they're money goals, right? I want to have X amount of revenue this year. I want to save them, whatever that is. I have found that there are many people who set a financial goal, but they're not actually money motivated, right? So that they're trying to achieve a goal that they don't have that intrinsic passion or connection to. Do you have some suggestions on how to get to that, intrinsic why, as you refer to it?
Yes, I think you need to start with what is really motivating for you. I mean, if it's not money, it could be that you want changes in personal relationships, or it could be, um, you know, being a health goal. It could be whatever you choose it to be, but
Mhm.
you have to really think about um, what you value the most and what will propel you to make the changes, set the goal, make the changes that you need to put in place so that you can achieve what you desire. I think it's really important to start there, because when you start with your why, you can start building in what resolution you want. And then you can create like the SMART goals that you need to achieve it.
Mhm.
I think that's really the place where you need to start, because if it isn't meaningful to you, it doesn't matter how much energy you put into it.
It's not going to work. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not
So
gonna last. Yeah.
yeah. So if I'm hearing you correctly, take a look at the goals or the resolutions and then ask yourself this question: why do I want that? And
Yes,
I think
yes.
keep asking that why question until you can actually feel it in your body. Right. So if we talk about these mind body techniques, our bodies and our mind work together. So when you can really feel like your heart lights up or you feel something in the pit of your stomach, often for me, when something's resonated, it lands in my stomach. I can feel it.
Mhm. No, that's great. It's like peeling like the onion too. So you're peeling back the layers
Right.
and getting to what really is the root of why you want to do something. And it has to be really intentional, purposeful, and meaningful to you, so that you have a reason and to give your unconscious mind a target to aim for. Because if you have vague goals, it's really not going to help you. So
To
you
get vague results.
yeah, or no results. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
So how do we deal with writing down these goals, and maybe they're really big goals or they're changes, and I've tried them in the past, and then my little itty bitty committee in my head says, well, you tried it before and it didn't work, but like all of those, negative naysayers that aren't there, they're inside of here,
Hmm.
right? So
I agree.
how do we address that?
Great question. I think once you have that why in place, and you have like that committee in your head telling you you can't do it, you can just stop and take a breath and just kind of reset your mind and just remind yourself of like your goals and why you're doing it and what you hope to accomplish and what you want to fulfill as your legacy in what you're trying to create. So it's just kind of maybe feeling some gratitude. It could be doing some affirmations. It could also be giving your unconscious mind a powerful suggestion about what you want to achieve, and allowing it to really help you stay more focused and accountable to yourself in what
Mhm.
you're trying to achieve.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. All right, so we're gonna get back to the why. We're gonna remind ourselves of it and create
Mm-hmm.
some affirmations. What else can we do to kind of rewire, our brains a little bit? And I think you have a process, and you've shared this with me before about decision and choice and then action. Can you describe that a little bit?
Sure. So you can really start looking at why you want to do something and creating your vision. But really understanding like those roadblocks that are keeping you from success. So it
Mhm.
could be looking at like the emotional triggers that set you off and spiraling down a rabbit hole, or not reacting in the best way that you could have in a particular situation. You want to look at emotional triggers. You want to look at limiting beliefs and habits that really sabotage your success and keep you from succeeding with your goals. You can
Mhm.
also then, by rewiring your mind, by doing different techniques, mindset and hypnosis techniques, you're able then to really establish a clearer vision of what you want, so that you can like re-engineer your goal to achieve what you want. You can go through a really detailed process. Once you are clear about what you want, what things are interfering with your ability to achieve or sabotage your success. So I think all of that, the mindset techniques and hypnosis really then take you to a deeper level
Right.
by
And
giving.
so I think what I was going to just comment on is in taking a look at, excuse me, the distractions or roadblocks that get in your way.
Mhm.
I think we all could look back historically and see patterns of the same types of things, like I never have enough time, or my family always needs me, or there's
Right.
not enough money in the bank. Like I think there's power in setting the goal and
Mhm.
then taking a look at what are the common distractions and obstacles that tend to show up.
Yes. Well, you have to eliminate those because they'll constantly interfere with your ability to stay focused, to really be flexible enough to see what's working, what's not working, and make the appropriate changes along the way. And I think once you start seeing breaking your goal into manageable steps, you can start seeing the progress that you're making. And then that
Mhm.
really kind of reinforces like your momentum and your ability to see that and believe in yourself that you can be successful because you're doing it. You're doing
I
the
know, but what if I don't believe in myself?
okay,
Because that
Nancy.
happens.
That happens. You're right. So I would recommend working with me in terms of finding out what those limiting beliefs are and really eradicating them so that you can develop new strategies and new beliefs in yourself so that you can become the person you want to become and live the life that you choose to live.
Yeah, I love it because I, I know that the line or the story of I can't be successful, I can't do this, that's the lie, right?
Right.
So,
Exactly.
maybe what do you think about another thing? So if we take a look at set our intentions or make our resolutions and goals, take a look at what's typically gotten in the way, and
Mm-hmm.
then what's the belief under that repeated pattern? And that's where, working with someone like you is going to make the difference to help uncover it. Because I can't see, I'm stuck inside the jar, right? This is why we need to get outside support and perspective and guidance.
Yes, I totally agree. And that was happening with me on that hamster wheel. And like when my life was so chaotic. So yes, you have to have somebody to help you get to the real core of what's going on. And you're just peeling that onion layers of the onion back until you really get to what is the root cause of that belief that you have that you
Yeah,
can succeed.
yeah,
And, making the installing new beliefs so that you can really move forward in your life.
right. And I love what you just said about installing new beliefs because oftentimes we can I've seen people identify a limiting belief and they, I'm going to get rid of that belief, but you don't replace it with something different, something better for you. So then
Mhm.
we can end up going back to the old stories.
Well, exactly. So if you can name it, it's not it. So if you think it's X, that's not it. You have to really
Hmm.
dive deeper into what is the core root cause of having that belief, because until you can change that root cause, you're right. You're going to see spinning and you're going to
Mhm.
sabotaging yourself and not achieving the success that you desire.
Yeah, amazing. So, um, what are some of the other things that might get in our way as we,
Mhm.
we've got these resolutions. This is going to be my year, right?
Right.
What are some of the other things we need to do to ensure that this does happen and that it can happen, right? I think there might be
Yes.
somebody listening in who's maybe feeling, a little bit hopeless, or I don't even
Mhm.
want to set resolutions because they've never worked in the past, right?
Right. So you want to understand that you can have those unrealistic expectations of instant transformation, and that's not going to happen
Uh, oh,
because,
oh yeah.
yeah,
Wait,
oh yeah, that's just
I
not going to
want it
happen.
right now. I want to lose
Yeah,
30 pounds tomorrow.
good luck. Thank you. Because that's going to really lead to disappointment because you have to see that change really requires consistent effort.
Yeah.
And you really want to understand that you want to take that goal and break it down into manageable steps so that, like I was mentioning earlier, you can see your progress. It helps you see tangible and visible progress. So it really boosts your momentum and your consistency and your motivation to keep going. Because unless you're able to do that consistently, the other thing I would recommend is, since this is a new year, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of incredible energy going around with many people making New Year's resolutions at the same time. So it's really
Mhm.
important then also to be successful by having a supportive community that can support you, and just having maybe even an accountability partner to keep you on track. So there's a lot of ways, and then doing the mindset and hypnosis techniques on a regular basis so that you can remain focused, that you can make this your year, that you achieve what you desire.
And so that's awesome. And what I heard in that is take the goal, break it down into manageable pieces and milestones so that you can feel those small successes along the way,
E-
right?
e- Exactly. So you can celebrate those successes.
And that motivates you to keep going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why New Year's resolutions are important, because they allow us to look at our past successes, any of the challenges and areas that we need growth. And so we not only have to make those changes, but like you've been saying, why it's important to us.
Mhm.
So I would just like to leave two questions with your audience today. And this will help maybe clarify some of the goals that you may be setting for the year. And one of them is, what lessons did last year teach you?
Mm.
And were there any missed opportunities or unfulfilled goals? And by doing this reflection, you can identify patterns that can guide you in the future in setting these goals for 2025. So it's really, I think those are really good places to start.
Mhm.
It's a
Yeah,
really,
so what the two okay, let me recap.
yes.
So as you're in this process to create true transformation in this coming year, ask yourself these two questions alongside you setting your resolutions, making your plans. One, what lessons did last year teach you? And two, were there any missed opportunities or unfulfilled goals? And then I
Mm,
suspect with that second question, you want to go a little bit deeper and ask those
right,
questions. Why? What came
exactly.
up? What happened? How did I stop myself as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to outside circumstances stopping me?
Exactly. Great point. Yes, the why to all of those questions are really important because they are peeling back the layers of the onion. Um, and I think the other thing that is important is, when you're setting these New Year's resolutions, is what does that goal really mean to you? And what would achieving it truly feel like for you?
Right.
Then just, I think those questions, if we can answer them in the next few days, for example, then I think that will be really helpful in helping you decide what goal or New Year's resolution that you want to achieve for this year. It has to be meaningful. and you have to give it all your all.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we want to, like right now, I know you came to this session today for Wow Wednesday filled with hope and optimism and maybe even only have a shred of that, and you really want this year to be different. This is the work. Yeah, create those strategic plans, create the time block, do all of those things.
Mhm.
And if you don't address what's underneath, that could be a waste of time, right? We want to make sure we get to what's underneath all of this.
Definitely, if we don't
Yeah.
address that first, your any effort you make towards your New Year's resolution isn't going to work out, and you're going to feel really defeated and say creating these New Year's resolutions is really a waste of time, when they really are a good time for you to kind of do that psychological reset
Mhm.
and build that momentum, because you can dream big. This is a time for you to do it. Make it a really bold, audacious goal, and just put that strategic plan in place and look at like all of the timelines, the milestones, and just even putting in those contingency strategies for any obstacles that may arise during the year.
Really key, really key. Good stuff. We are, my friend, at this halfway point when I love to open up and give the audience an opportunity to ask some questions, comments. So if you have questions, comments, insights, ahas you want to share today, we'd love to hear from you. You can hit *6 if you're on your phone. If you're on Zoom, just raise your hand. If you're with us on Facebook, put your question in the thread and I will bring it to the table. So while we get all those pieces set up, Mary Elaine is doing a masterclass January 15th, is it? Next Wednesday?
Yes.
And I was privy to a previous class, similar class that she did earlier this year. And there's a process that you take people through with your timeline therapy where they actually, and I might be saying this wrong, so you can clarify, you kind of transport yourself that future you.
Yes.
So, and that locks in everything in the conscious, unconscious minds and super conscious, all of that. So, tell everybody about the class, and are they going to get to experience this time leap during the class? Like
I
I
love
got to.
Thank you, Nancy. I like the time leap. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, get to
This class,
transport myself to my future
yeah, you
self.
can transport yourself. Exactly. Well, this class is really designed to be really interactive and experiential. So as Nancy said, you will transport yourself on your timeline so that you can actually install your New Year's resolution / SMART goal in your timeline and lock it in. So that's really a powerful tool. We'll also do what I refer to as a mindset blowout. So we'll take all of your obstacles that you identify early in the masterclass and just get rid of it.
A
And
mindset blowout. Like
yeah,
imagine, hey, everybody, listen up. Dump all that crap out. Just blow it out.
I know. Isn't that amazing? I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
powerful
really
stuff.
powerful. And the third tool that we will be looking at is learning how to use the anxiety protocol. So it's a really interactive session. So I like to have everybody play full on, come with their open slate and just participate fully so that you can get the most out of it. It's a lot of fun, and you just want to just use your imagination and help you really define your New Year's resolution and help you achieve what you desire in 2025. So
I
yeah,
love
it's a
it.
lot of fun. Thank you and I love the transport. Let's transport ourselves out there.
Yeah, it's like Back to the Future. You're gonna just bring me right there. So it's a
Exactly.
time machine. That's what it is. Mary Elaine's time machine.
Ooh, I like that.
All right, so go ahead and raise your hand or hit star 6 or unmute yourself. We're taking questions and comments to support you in turning your resolutions into your reality. And join Mary Elaine for this masterclass January 15th. Replays will be available. Go to phoenixrisinglifeinstitute.com/resolutions. So phoenixrisinglifeinstitute.com/resolutions. And Phoenix is Phoenix. So phoenixrisinglifeinstitute.com/resolutions. And that, oh no, resolution, not plural. So we go from there. All right, taking questions and comments right now. Please go ahead and bring them to the table. And I will bring you to Mary Elaine so you can unmute yourself or raise your hand, whatever's going to work best for you. And while we're waiting for people to come into queue, I have yet another question. And that, I want to kind of take a step back. And when we talk about hypnosis and hypnotherapy, people have some fears around it, like it's mind control. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Certainly. First of all, it's not mind control. And because your unconscious mind will not let you do something that's against your values or your beliefs. So if I
Ah,
go out and rob a bank, none of you would. So I don't have control. And there has been the MK Ultra project where they found that hypnosis alone cannot control someone. So you need sensory deprivation, you need positive rewards for doing what you're asked, negative consequences for what when you don't do what you're asked. And just there's a lot of changes metabolically that don't happen when you're in hypnosis. It's just like being in a trance. It's just like watching TV and you don't know what happened during the episode. So it's
yeah.
just, allowing you just to be in a relaxed state so that you can get access to your unconscious mind. So you can give it the positive suggestions that you require to make your resolutions a reality. So which
Yeah. And instead of the default beliefs that are in there that were accumulated over time without you being intentional about it, and other people planting things in there. So I love when you said that the unconscious mind you actually won't take action that's opposite of what your unconscious beliefs are.
Mhm.
Right. So turning this around on the positive side, if
Right.
I want to create a more successful, more abundant, more prosperous life, have more love, all of the things that I desire for myself um, in the future today and moving forward,
Mhm.
if I if my belief is I'm really not good enough, I can't do this, nobody loves me, I'm not going to take action no matter how many times I write it down.
Okay. So that brings me to another point. It doesn't matter if you are using willpower to achieve those goals. So if your resolution really conflicts with your habits and your beliefs, your unconscious mind is going to really resist that change. So
Mhm.
you can't do it through willpower alone. And this is a really bad pun, so please bear with me. Your unconscious mind will trump your willpower every time. So it's really
How many,
powerful.
if you've seen it, hey, listen, if you have seen that happen, give me a comment in the chat or on Facebook if that's happened for you. Your unconscious mind wins over your willpower. So
It
I'm
does.
just
And
changing the word there a little.
there you go. Yeah, please. Yeah, let's change that a little. Um, Also, your unconscious mind is really responsible for 95% of your results. So why not tap into it and make it work for you? It's just so powerful. It just amazes me that we haven't used it more effectively so that
Mhm.
we can have the dream life, like you're saying, have the relationships, have the financial wherewithal to have like your health and your physical awareness, just everything about your unconscious mind just accounts for everything that you do. And you need to kind of bypass like all of those um, limiting beliefs that you probably
Mhm.
learned before you turned 5 from the
That's
people.
right.
So
Yeah. So I would imagine much of our audience is familiar with this conversation because, that's the type of people that we attract. What if there's somebody here that's saying to themselves, I already know this, but I'm still not getting the results I want. What's going on for that?
well, good question. I would really invite that person to join my masterclass next Wednesday evening and really start playing with those NLP and hypnosis techniques and really start seeing the difference that they can make once you
Mhm.
start implementing them and making it part of your life so that you can integrate it in everything that you do. And that will bring you really the success that you really want and you desire. And you can create the life that you truly want.
Yeah, yeah, and give it a try. Play with it. I kind of am in the space of, I want every advantage as I move forward to achieve my big, hairy, audacious goals that I have for this year. So that's why I came to her previous class. I probably will attend again because the techniques that Mary Elaine brings are different than I've seen some other places. So like the mindset blowout, let's get rid of that stuff. I love it.
Yeah, let's remove all those limiting beliefs and obstacles that keep us trapped in
Mhm.
playing small, and we want to play big this year.
Yeah, yeah. And because not just because you want to, but because the world needs us to, right?
Yes, right,
People
because
are waiting.
exactly, and by achieving your goals and your milestones, you're really demonstrating to others that they can do it too. So yeah, you are having not only an impact for yourself, but for others around you, most definitely.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, so be sure to register for her class. I believe it's free,
Yes.
January 15th. Go to phoenixrisinglifeinstitute.com/resolution. So phoenixrisinglifeinstitute.com/resolution. I look forward to seeing you there, and we'll take a couple of questions or comments. And the first one up is going to be Susan Winner, and then I've got a question from Facebook that I'll bring to the table.
Okay.
Good morning again, everyone. This has been so, so good and enlightening. Thank you, Mary Elaine.
Thank you.
I have two questions. My first question is, because I really want to attend the class, but I have a conflict on my schedule, will the replay be beneficial to me and available?
Yes, it will be available. Yes, it could be beneficial to you. Um, I would recommend if you could be there, to be there because you get like all the positive energy from the other people in the group. However,
Mhm.
you can do it on your own, Susan, most definitely.
Okay, good, because I'm going to do everything I can to adjust my schedule, but I wanted to be sure just in case. And then my
Mhm.
other question is, I took a course for NLP, and one of the things that fascinated me about it was I didn't think I had any blocks.
Uh,
So right? I think that I'm sailing along, I'm doing really well, and everything's good. And in the class, we had to come up with something, right? So I'm thinking, and I finally come up with, oh, yes. And why I didn't perceive it as a challenge was I went around it. And it sounds silly, but it turned out to be a big deal. I developed a phobia about going over bridges out of the blue, out of the blue. But of course, I didn't perceive that as a stopper because I just went around bridges. I found other ways to get there, right?
Right.
But it was there. And I'm sure that you're going to be able to uncover for me a few of those other things that I don't even realize are blocks. You know,
Exactly.
that's the thing for me and for a lot of people in my world. You know, we think we have it together, and we don't even know how to find those blocks without guidance. So I'm looking forward to that, to uncover some of the other things that obviously I go around, but to make a clear pathway
That's
and go
funny.
straight through.
That's your strategy. That's
Yeah, well,
right.
that's a great
Yeah, right. I'm
strategy, Susan.
solution oriented, you know,
Yeah.
but it was so much better once I cleared it. So I'm looking forward to this. I really am.
Thank you so much for that. Yes, I'm so glad that your strategies have helped you be successful. For me, no matter what I tried, it just seemed like I kept hitting the same stone wall over and over again. And these strategies really, we've been talking about, have to go to the deeper why and what the
Correct.
cause is. And yes, some people don't realize what those blocks are, and it really takes somebody really committed to
Agree.
want it to change their life and see it differently. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, unless you're motivated to make the change, it won't happen.
Agreed. I absolutely
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
It would just happen momentarily. There wouldn't be any lasting change. And sometimes along the way, you'll probably give up because you're just not motivated to really implement those changes to make a difference in your life.
Right. Right. Agreed. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm sure there's lots of me's out there that would like to take the direct route too.
Thank you very much.
I love
will
that
hope to get you
analogy.
there through a direct route. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Susie. Great question. I love it. All right. So be sure to register for the class, phoenixrisinglifeinstitute.com/resolution. Resolve to be there. Let's take our next question from Raksha on Facebook. And she says, how do we undo what was programmed into us when we were 5? Like, how do you do that? Sounds like a big job, easy job. I don't know.
Easy job. It could be a little challenging. When I work with someone, I really keep asking why that happened and what's beneath that and what's beneath that, and what's beneath that. The other thing is that we have, like Nancy said, this timeline therapy where you can transport yourself to a point in time where you had that particular belief installed in you, and you can go back and then create a positive outcome. So I am strong, I am whole, I am passionate, I am, you can go through all of that. And so you can get back to where the
Yeah.
cause is so that you can change it.
Yeah, that's a great response. And one of the things that I've recognized is that the belief that was created by the 5-year-old was a belief created with the intellect of a 5-year-old who is really an emotional being. And the interpretation of the situation that created the belief was an incorrect interpretation. So we're really basing our belief on a lie. And then, right? So going back to the root cause of the decision where that belief got made and reframing it
Mm-hmm.
Changes everything going forward.
Oh, definitely. You use those beliefs when you're a 5-year that you get installed when you're 5, and you, yeah, you act your life with those beliefs,
Mhm,
not ever
mhm.
questioning why things aren't going the way you want. Or life is just the way it is, instead of, like you were saying, this kind of reframe, going back and reframing that so that you can install beliefs that really serve you and can help you with your
Right,
present reality.
right. So if you think about, if at age 5 your father left the family home, you may have made a decision that you weren't worthy of love or that you're unlovable. And then
Right.
that belief you take into elementary school, so you don't make a lot of friends, and you take it into high school and college, and then you pick 4 partners. And maybe I'm speaking from experience. So,
That was a great example, Nancy. Thank you so much for making it real. Thank you.
yeah,
I-
and I'm about to get married to the most amazing man, and I've had great relationships. I am very lovable. The 5-year-old decision that I wasn't worthy of love,
Mhm.
fortunately, I got therapy and went through hypnosis and NLP to realize that a 5-year-old made a decision based upon nobody explaining anything
Right,
and just making up my mind, oh, that must be why he left. No, that I had nothing to do with it.
right. You didn't.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you were only 5.
yeah.
Right. So
Um,
it's like for me,
good
I mean, even though that I'm sure there were beliefs before my brother passed away, but it just really made me feel the same way. I mean, that I wasn't worthy, I wasn't to have connections, because if I created a connection, they were going to
they were
disappear
gonna,
to die.
and
You know,
that happened several times, right? Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So,
Keisha asks, and forgive me for just jumping over this. Keisha
no.
asks, what is NLP?
Okay, Keisha, great question. It's neuro-linguistic programming, and it's really a powerful communication tool where you can really affect your relationships, your career, your personal identity. It's a really comprehensive program where you can really begin to understand, about learning and how you can make the positive changes that you need in your life. So
Yeah,
great question.
beautiful. So great question. So NLP is neuro linguistic programming. Neuro is brain, linguistic is language, and programming is patterns of, behavior and style. So with NLP, you use the power of language to create shifts in the unconscious mind and the way things, your patterns of behavior, right? Is that
Yes.
okay?
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Because I'm also an NLP practitioner, so I
Yeah.
get it, which is why I love Mary Elaine, that you're here to guide people and support them. She also does work one-on-one. She offers workshops as well, and I think she's got a workshop coming up at the end of the month, a full day workshop on self-hypnosis so that you can learn it for yourself to really transform your life. So be sure to go to Phoenix Rising lifeinstitute.com and see all the different ways that you can work with Mary Elaine if you want a more one-on-one experience or attend one of her upcoming classes or workshops. Mary Elaine, thank you for being with us today. Any final
Thank you.
thoughts as we wrap up?
I would just encourage everyone in your community to join me for Resolutions Reimagined next week. It's very experiential and very interactive, and I think you will get a lot out of seeing how you can transform your New Year's resolution into a SMART goal, do that mind shift blowout, and then just using the anxiety protocol to help you really give you the impetus to really break that SMART goal into actionable steps so that you can see measurable progress throughout time, so that you keep motivated and really delving deep into your why, into your passion for the year.
Yeah.
So,
And blow out the things that have gotten in your way in the past. Like, come on.
yeah, blow out all those obstacles
Yeah.
and those triggers that don't serve you any longer, that they really interfere with your progress and what you want to achieve. So yes, they're really powerful techniques, and I'd love to share them with all of you because I think it will make a big difference in creating an incredible year in 2025. So thank you,
And
Nikki,
beyond.
for giving me the opportunity to be on Well Wednesday and to talk with your community. Thank you.
You are most welcome. It's my pleasure and my purpose to highlight amazing women like you that bring so much value. So thank you, my friend.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right. To everyone out there, get out there, make this a Wow Wednesday. Focus on what you want to bring into your life, explore what may have gotten in your way in the past, and attend her class that's coming up next week. So until I
Hey,
see you again, yes,
Nancy,
who's that?
this is Joy. I just had a quick question. If I was
Sure.
interested in the one-on-one, I was curious if she takes health insurance.
Let's discuss that, okay?
She's
It's,
got
Okay.
she's got options for you.
yeah, we have option.
Beautiful.
Great
Beautiful.
question.
Thank you, Joy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good. Yeah, just reach out, go to the website. You'll see a contact form and a way to schedule a complimentary discovery session with her to take it to the next level. So that's a great question.
Give me
Yes,
the.
so
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But can you give me the where I need to go?
you have Phoenix Rising lifeinstitute.com.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Keisha said she'd be interested in learning about if you take insurance. So Keisha, just go to the website, phoenixrisinglifeinstitute.com, and you'll see all the ways to get in touch with Mary Elaine.
Yes, I'd love to have those discovery calls with everyone.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. I'm glad you both brought that up. So thank you. Thank you. Get out there, make it an amazing day. And whatever you do today, be the one for yourself, your vision, and for those you meet along the way. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.